Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Brad, this is John, and we're the Posh Kings.
We're so excited to be back again. Also, so as you may have noticed, the topic for today's conversation is how to find luxury items in 30 minutes or less at your favorite stores. Having worked in the luxury industry for so long, we kind of have developed, our push method to find things very quickly. Just like you, our time is
Very valuable.
very
especially with
valuable.
So many different things that we do on a daily basis. So when we go shopping, we typically try to get in and get out as fast as possible. We try not to stay in a store or go to multiple stores for the whole entire day, because it does take away from other tasks that need to be handled.
Exactly. So we typically have a method that we use that works really well for us. We actually spoke about it a couple of years ago in an interview, but we thought it would be a great time to go over it again and also show you some of the things that we purchased. We did this 2 days ago, right?
Yep.
2 days ago. We will be listing hopefully later today or tomorrow and get everything up for sale. However, what we do is this. When we go in, typically, as Brad had mentioned, we try to be very effective with time. So in the title it says 30 minutes or less. Yes, we do have an advantage. It is two of us.
So we split up.
Exactly.
So it does, yeah.
So yeah, kind of divide and conquer.
Yeah.
With that in mind, we each take different categories, and there's specific categories in the process where you can find the most luxury items. Not to say that if you have time to scour the whole store, which sometimes we do as well, to find whatever it is you want to purchase, that you shouldn't do that. This is kind of just a quick method. What we have found is most stores have hidden luxury items in them at all times. And the key is to know where to go and what to look for to be most effective in finding the luxury items. So with that in mind, we're kind of got to get started. The first thing we always do when we enter a store, and it's not rocket science, I go to shoes,
I go to bags.
Brad goes to bags.
Yeah.
And we really do scour. And quickly, we try to keep up to speed. With shoes, it's very different. What I find is quality shoes really stick out. And it could be quality of any sort, things that maybe were originally $150 or things that were $1,500. They stick out. You can see a quality difference. Also, it's the same with bags.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. When I go through the bags, a lot of times with the high-end luxury bags, you can always feel it. It usually has a good feel quality, if that makes any sense. Typically, I usually go in and I just grab a bunch, I put them in the cart as I'm going, and then I investigate after I'm done going through the aisle really quickly. And then what I'll do is I'll look for wear damage on the handles, or anything hardware damage or anything like that. But otherwise, I just kind of go in and I try to get it done as quickly as possible.
What we found, especially with bags, is that there is kind of a consistency if you're looking for better quality bags. And what I mean by that is maybe something that retailed for $300 and up, which in today's world, a $300 bag is a luxury item because not everyone can afford the luxury of a $300 bag. But of course the sky is the limit. Some of the parameters to look for, and what we have found, is typically, obviously, looking for real leather bags. Also, bags that have more of a matte finish. Not necessarily matte isn't a total dry look, but something that isn't super shiny. Designers of, let's say, more affordable bags typically, for some reason, make the items super shiny to attract attention. What we have found, unless it is a patent leather bag in a luxury item, most designers don't make super shiny bags, of the higher quality. So we're going to start with, the first thing we do, again, we will go through the shoes and the bags. And these are the items we found 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So our first item, we found these amazing Gucci patent leather nude bamboo heel pumps. We have both. They're really in great condition, as you can see.
As you can tell, they have been resold.
They put a grip on the bottom.
Don't ever let that be a hindrance when you're buying something.
Yeah, we saw a lot of shoes that way.
We saw a lot of shoes that have the resold. That means that somebody actually took the time and effort to take care of whatever wear damages on the bottom.
Yeah,
so.
of course, and protect their investment.
Yeah.
So, as an example, and it's something we want to preface, all the items that you will see today, we paid $20 or less for. There are contemporary items that we bought the same day that aren't necessarily super high-end luxury. Those items were typically in the, I think, $2 to $4 range. And then the luxury items mostly were in the, I think, 12 to 20, depending what it is. However, this amazing pair of shoes for $20 is not bad, considering they retail, I think, would have retailed roughly for $725, and we should be able to get $150. And moving on. So the next item we found are these fabulous kitten heel,
Peep toe.
Jimmy Choo, peep toes. Amazing.
Yeah.
Excellent condition, again, for $20 or under. And these, if I'm correct, are kind of in the $650 range. The lower
Retail,
heels
that
typically
is.
get more money. Yes, original retail. When
Original
I say
retail.
that,
When we say those prices, it means original retail.
yes, original comparison.
Yeah.
About $650. We should, and what we have found is the lower the heel, the higher the price that we get.
Yeah.
I think they're just more
it's more
wearable and more user friendly. So people, if they know they can wear them more often, they will spend more money.
Absolutely.
Whereas special occasion heels, sometimes people are reluctant if they're only going to wear them every now and then. They don't want to spend as much unless it's something super fabulous.
Exactly.
Moving on, so we have this great pair of Todd's blue suede loafers.
I thought you were going to say blue suede shoes.
Blue suede shoes. They look like they have stains, but they don't. They're in excellent condition.
It's just the
As
way
you
the
can see
suede
from the
runs.
bottom.
Yeah.
It's just kind of the suede brush. They're great. I think the original retail is $550 on these. And you know what? In this condition, sometimes Todd's can be kind of low in the resale market, what we have found. However, in this condition, we've done very well with them, and we should be able to get 150 to 170. Moving on. So we have this great pair of Prada butterfly
Again,
kitten heels
with the strap on the back.
with a strap on the back. We did the comps on these. They are selling for about $100, and I think we paid $12 for
Yeah,
them.
those are 12.
Yeah, so those are great. This is kind of a really cool find because rarely do you find luxury men's shoes outside of sneakers. The whole sneaker
Game is a whole different
explosion
realm.
is a different story. Men's luxury shoes that are in good condition. Whereas I think women are easier on their shoes, or they don't wear them as often. They switch them out.
Because they have more.
They have more to choose from. Men typically will wear them into the ground until they have holes. So finding men's shoes is really kind of So anyway, we found these amazing pair of Jimmy Choo
Men's.
They're patent and kind of a grayish denim. They are in excellent condition, as you can see. Very little wear at best. Again, $20 or under. These retail for $690. I looked them up when they were new, and it's still a very new style. And I would estimate that, again, we would probably get, men will pay more for shoes, believe it or not, than women do. I think because they buy fewer of. So I would think we can probably get $220 for these.
And they're our size, which is really tough because, I would like to keep them, but
I know. They're our size. So it's a problem. But in Florida, we don't necessarily wear patent loafers that often.
so we sell them.
So we sell them. Exactly. Moving on. So we have a lot of shoes. We're not going to bore you with all of them, but we do have a lot of shoes. That's another thing. Typically when we go to a store or plan out in the morning, we'll think about what we currently have for sale and what we need to look for. It never works out the way you think it's going to. Like yesterday, we're like, you need to pick up some more luxury clothes. And while we found them, really, it was a shoe day.
Yeah, it was a shoe day.
We found, I think, 50 or 60 pairs of luxury and then contemporary luxury shoes, and we weren't expecting, so it was really a great find, to say the least.
Absolutely.
And the reason why it's a great find is that you get the best markup with shoes and bags.
Yep.
Clothing can be a little more minimizing because a person has to be that size and that shape, whereas with shoes, people of all shapes could very well be a size 7, 8, 9, 10. You really, shoes and bags, and anyone of any size, any shape, can wear any bag they choose. They just have to like it and feel the investment is worthy. This is something really interesting we wanted to point out. So these are Stuart Weitzman.
Black caviar. I call it caviar. That's when it has like a little like
The caviar leather.
the caviar leather.
These were
Pardon me?
a whole, I think, $8.
Yes.
It looks as though they've been worn 2 or 3 times. From the sole, the uppers are literally perfect. Now, this is something to look out for. As many of you, I'm sure, already know, even though Stuart Weitzman is technically a luxury brand, most of their shoes start out from, I would say, $300 to maybe $550
Retail.
$600 retail, $600 for a pair of boots. They don't sell that well anymore.
No. Well, it's so oversaturated now. Like
It's
in a lot of
very
the stores, and anybody can walk into any thrift store or a secondhand store, and you'll see one pair of Stuart Weitzman shoes. So.
And exactly. However, there is a good seller, and the person who knows Stuart Weitzman
We'll know this.
will know this. There is a certain tag to look for. It is the blue tag, and
it's vertical.
correct. And that means that this particular shoe was made more than likely within the last 3 years.
It's the newer
So it's a
one.
newer style. It's not one of the vintage styles or one of, I wouldn't say vintage, but one of the older styles.
Yeah, well, the older styles usually have like the it's like the gold lame, like where the name's written horizontally, so it's Stuart and then Weitzman underneath. The newer ones say Stuart Weitzman vertically.
Yeah.
So that's a good tip to know. If you ever see that, it means it's a newer line of Stuart Weitzman.
And
Which gives
also the blue label, the newer ones really do have a higher quality level than, let's say, some of the older. I would put this in quality level of like a Jimmy Choo.
I agree.
And these probably retailed in the 4 range. This blue label, we can probably get 1 to 125. If they were one of the older labels, we'd be probably lucky to get $15.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're tricky. Unless they're boots, Stuart Weitzman boots will continue to sell
Yes. So if you ever see Stuart Weitzman boots like mid calf or knee highs, grab them.
So these are like a crazy find that we're going to show next. And these are Gianvito Rossi suede boots, great condition, as you can see. And what's great about this is one of those brands that I think a lot of the stores haven't caught on to and realize how expensive they are. These probably retailed, especially being suede, in the $1,150 to $1,200 range originally. They don't sell as well for us on Poshmark, for whatever reason, but on other sites we can probably get anywhere between $250 and $325.
I was going to add in on that one. So we, like John just said, we don't really do well with them so much on Poshmark, but we do ship them internationally. So everyone knows where to go for that. So, eBay is definitely the one to go for that.
Exactly.
It does really well for us over there.
Found this amazing pair of virtually new Burberry with the modified Nova print.
Yep.
The upper has absolutely no marks.
Which is tough because everybody knows if you're shopping for patent leather, a lot of times, we call them transfers or markings. They're really, really difficult to get off. Sometimes like a magic eraser or a Tide stick might work. But typically once it's like a really heavy transfer on that patent leather, which means it's the marking on it, it is hard to get off. These have none, which is very, very rare when it comes to like nude colored patent leather.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty shocking because they're always
usually
messed
we
up.
end up finding stuff and it's like banged up.
So they probably were in the $380, $390 range originally. We paid, I think, $13 for them. Don't tell anybody. And typically we can get about 150, 160.
Yeah.
A lot of the luxury shoes, the easy to move range is about that 150, 160 range.
Yes.
Found a great pair of Tory.
That's like a patent leather embossed.
Well, yeah,
call it embossed.
they're croc embossed.
Croc embossed, patent leather.
Beautiful, great condition as you can see.
Yep.
These were $10, I think. They probably retailed on just under $400 initially.
They do have
Tory Burch does not get as much as it used to. It has went down in price, but I would still think the boots are really the best seller for us.
Yeah.
And we should still be able to get $80 to $100 for them.
Yeah, that and the flats, they have the big medallions on the Revos.
Oh yeah, they
Those are always the best ones to get to.
Another pair of Tory wedges.
Like sandals. So by the way, we usually pick up as much as we can get. So like, pardon me, you'll see boots, you'll see sneakers. But like right now, also I think we should all start thinking about like spring and summer. So we do try to like find more spring and summer wear. So that's why we got a lot of sandals.
And I'm going to kind of breeze through a few of these
So
because I want to get back to the nuts and bolts of how to scour the store.
Yes.
And we have endless shoes here. It's a lot. Men's John Varvatos, amazing. And again, all these items can be found at really good prices. A really good key and something to keep in mind, I know we are not big Goodwill shoppers. And the reason that we don't...
And nothing against that, by the way.
No, nothing against Goodwill. They're really smart. They know what resellers are looking for. They know all the brands to mark up.
Yep.
They study us, really, for the most part. So they know what to do. We don't find that we get as many luxury items or the prices we're looking for to be able to sell them at a reasonable price. We don't want to have to marry our merchandise, pay too much for something, and have it sit for too long until the right person comes along. We still want to be able to move it.
Also, I still think it's like, with us especially, it's a time factor. Like I would love to sit in a store for, 8 hours and like slowly go through each item individually in these big racks. We just can't do it.
Yeah,
So,
we have too many other things to do.
Yeah.
So, as we had mentioned, then Brad does bags. We only found a few bags. We found some great ones.
Yeah.
We opened Pandora's box, so to speak. It's like an amazing find, and the rarity of these three items are why they're worth so much.
Yeah.
And they are, some of you may know, some may not, a brand called Paloma Picasso. Now, what makes these really special, we paid, I think, $20 each for these, or $19. It's as if they came out of a time vault.
Yeah. So it's the same bag. This one's black, that one's dark navy.
Exactly.
Super clean. There's no dry rot. There's no cracking. The zipper works perfectly.
They're perfect. They're
has
still
amazing
stuck.
gold hardware, including the gold chain to go with it.
They're just like the day they were on the showroom floor.
Yeah.
What's really special about these is Paloma Picasso bags. These were made a little bit later when she stopped using the X pattern. And really, we've sold Paloma Picasso bags for as low as $60.
Yeah.
And I think the highest was like $150 or something.
Mm-hmm.
However, what makes these really, really special is that they're in pristine condition. We did the comps on them, and we have found many of them listed in the $1,200 range, strangely enough, because they were probably only $300 brand new 20 years ago.
But now the collector will pay.
Because it's pristine and new. Always look for things, as you well know, you're all smart.
Yeah.
The better the condition, especially some of the older vintage items, people want new.
Yeah.
New vintage, sometimes when it doesn't necessarily always show the wear, especially with leather bags. So that was a major, major find.
That's the third one we found.
And this is the third one. Patent leather, no indentation. Again, Paloma Picasso.
Beautiful gold hardware.
Same thing. This one was actually listed. I saw one a little bit higher, like in the $1,250 range, because it's literally pristine.
Also a great thing, because we've done really well with it too. If you guys are out there, and you're shopping and you see it out there, Paloma Picasso scarves and accessories like belts, they do really well for us. So if you do find them, grab them. There are collectors out there.
Because it's no longer in production.
It's not in production, so there are actual collectors that want it.
They want, and especially they would want, really good condition ones. It's a huge plus. Then, we found, and of course this brand is not quite as popular as it once was.
It used to be really hot.
Yeah, it was a hot ticket. This great, really new Rebecca Minkoff bag. I think we paid $12 for it. And we should get 50 or 60. So that's great.
Easy breezy.
Another amazing find regarding bags. I'm gonna leave it in passing this.
This one.
A brand that we always pick up just because in the stores it normally is priced really well.
Yeah.
And it does give a good turnaround, are
Kohan bags.
Kohan bags.
Yeah.
Amazing luxury, meaning quality. This is a huge bag, literally perfect condition. I think we paid $5 for it. We should be able to sell it for about $75.
Yeah.
Moving on. And this is one that was kind of a huge fluke. I don't know how it happened.
I don't know why it happened.
But we're grateful it did.
Yeah.
A new with tags. Not an outlet bag either. Coach. Leather and suede bag. It has all its accoutrements.
Yeah, the shoulder straps are inside. So a lot of times, you'll find a bag and
It's
the shoulder
missing
strap is missing or something like that. But this has it, and it's
Yeah.
no tags.
Ticketed $4.98.
Yeah.
$20 is what we paid for, or
Yeah.
just under.
Don't know why. Still.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
But thank you, fashion gods.
Yay! And we should be able to get it, because it is a larger bag, we should
Yeah.
probably get 200 out of it.
It's a really popular shape too.
Yeah, it's great.
I think it's called the Ava Tote.
So we covered shoes and bags. So now Brad and I will I typically go to blazers,
I go to blouses.
and he goes to blouses. The reason why that's next, first of all, we try to scour a store, and yes, have to be honest, we try to get things before everybody else does. A lot of the stores that we go to are extremely busy. The store we were at 2 days ago literally probably had about 500 shoppers, and at any given time, there are at least 100 people in line to check out. It was mayhem.
Yeah.
Pardon me. So, what you have to keep in mind is, and the reason why we go to blazers, a lot of people that buy high-end luxury goods at full price, from the store initially, they were the first person to own them. They buy timeless pieces. What's more timeless than a blazer? They want things that aren't fast fashion, aren't typically one season. If you're going to invest $500 to $3,000 on a blazer, you're going to want it to last for a few years, if not several years. So blazers are great. With blouses, typically people will spend a little more money on a blouse, people that are luxury shoppers, as opposed to say a t-shirt or something like that. Again, fast fashion. The whole, and Brad would agree, the whole streetwear influence is so heavy right now. It's kind of a new thing, over the past few years for a lot of high-end designers. So while you can be lucky to find the more streetwear, more contemporary items in luxury brands at thrift stores, it's not as plentiful as, let's say, the classics, the timeless pieces, and the things that typically last for years. So blazers, blouses, and what we have found in blouses is that solids, obviously, and florals.
So our stores, I don't know if it is with your stores out there, they're color coordinated. So I typically go right to like the black fabric and the darker fabrics, like navies and brown section first. A lot of times, the high-end designers, they make creations out of those dark colors because, again, they are timeless. You don't have to worry about like changing up your wardrobe the next season or the season after that if things change or the trends change, because a black top will always be.
Yeah, and you can do the colorful things as well, and obviously luxury brands make them.
Yeah.
Not as much as, let's say, the neutrals. The neutrals are always way to look, where to look first, and that's what we do. So we go to blazers, search through. If your stores are also separated by size, most designers are more plentiful in smaller sizes.
Especially European brands.
Yeah, because they run so small.
Yeah.
0 to 10. Some will venture up to 14. A lot of the luxury brands don't go past 14.
Right.
It's not great, but it is what it is. And when you're shopping to resell, you kind of have to go with the flow and go with what they do. So we found a few things, and let's start with blazers. By the way, can I do something else?
We
really
did find
fast?
this, by the way, and I love this. It's the cutest thing
Cutest
ever.
little thing. Strangely enough,
I love this.
we will get more money for this item.
Which is so strange to me.
But there is a science to it. More money for this item than we will for probably anything behind us. It's this little itsy bitsy
I mean, itsy bitsy.
boys Gucci polo, which probably initially retailed.
It's a size Yeah, I forgot the size on this one.
Yeah, it's
really
down
tiny.
about, it's itsy bitsy. I would think it's something like maybe a 1-year-old will wear it best.
Yep.
And parents often will spend more on clothes for their children and to make their children look fabulous and even spend on themselves. We always fly through luxury kids clothes at better prices very, very quickly.
Yeah,
probably retailed for $250 initially, and I bet you we get every bit of $125, and this cost us $10 initially.
Yeah.
Well, $10 2 days ago. Super cute.
Love it.
So moving on, we are going to go over some blazers that we found. And again, it was very different this time. We normally find a lot of blazers. Sometimes we will have 30 or 40 that come out of one store in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
This time we have just a handful. Again, it was a shoe day, and I don't know the exact number, but I think we got like 50 pairs of pretty much luxury shoes, some of them contemporary luxury, so forth and so on.
Well, also too, real fast, blazers are like really hot on trend right now.
They are, especially the long blazer.
The long blazer, the soft, like slouchy blazer, because
vintage is huge.
Vintage is huge, so as everybody knows.
So our first item we found, and I think it was $4.99, is this beautiful with the ruffle collar, Giorgio Armani evening jacket. For those that are familiar with the brand, his evening jackets typically go anywhere from $1,900 to $4,000. Has beautiful buttons. Again, it was $4 or $5. I would venture to say we could probably get $100 for it. Giorgio Armani, the main line, is always a bestseller.
Yeah.
The other ones do well, but not like Giorgio Armani, because everybody knows that these were so expensive in the beginning.
Right.
Then we have, this is kind of really fabulous, a vintage 1980s Escada. It almost looks like, by the way, I did not steam this, and I should have steamed it, but I didn't, but here we are.
We're gonna go like wrinkle free like that.
It has, pull it tight. It has a great buckle. It almost reminds me of a safari jacket. It's really smart.
Super soft.
In its day, it was probably $1,200 new.
Yeah.
If this were in today's store with Escada, it's probably more like $1,800, $1,900. And again, I think we paid $6 for it. We should be able to get $1 to $125.
You can always tell too that it's vintage because you can see the way the tag is. That's an older tag.
Yeah.
The white Escada tag.
That's a great item. This is something that's really smart. St. John has made a huge move up again. It was really, really non-existent in the resale market. A lot of people didn't buy it.
Yeah.
It's really hot again. To me, it's kind of like the Ladies Who Lunch brand.
Ladies Who Lunch, yeah.
Ladies Who Lunch type of brand. Yeah, for those that get that.
Yeah.
This particular one is sequin, encrusted. Now, typically, it's not Escada, St. John uses these beautiful rectangular flat sequins as opposed to the round. So it gives it a very different type of elegant shimmer to it. A little more classic, not so overdone. It's really beautiful. We paid, I think, $15 for it. It's a size 14. St. John is one of those brands that will go higher to suit their client. It's really smart. Now, what we found is St. John sells in general. St. John's sequin items sell really well, faster and higher prices. The reason is, even when you buy them retail, there's so much more. You know, if this were just a regular Santana knit jacket, you could probably get, I don't know, $125, maybe $150. The sequin jackets, people are willing to pay up because the sequins on it, probably when this item was retailed, would have made the price go up by $800 or $900.
Easily.
So that's really smart. We have these are some great basics that we buy all the time. They don't get a huge price on Poshmark, but we sell them elsewhere at really great prices. Ali Tahari linen jacket. We are getting ready to switch into spring. It's a heavier linen. We paid $2 for it. It's probably $500 originally, and we'll probably get $70 or $80.
This one's, I like this one too.
Yeah, Eileen Fisher is still hanging around.
So it hangs around. I
It's
mean,
a
I know
great
it's
product.
it's another one of those brands that's very oversaturated in the stores. However, it still drives a really strong high price in the stores retail.
Her casuals aren't doing as well. The
Right.
T-shirts and the simple items, not as well as they used to. They're kind of diving in price. The jackets and coats still hold up really well. Again, I think this was $2. We should probably be able to get $50 or $60 out.
Yeah.
This is vintage Sandro. You know, it's hard to say. I don't know how much this would have been originally. It's denim. Again, very simple, but Sandro typically takes that look of being a little more simple. I would probably say we can get $60 or $70 for it. If it were new and this were in Sandro's store today, again, it would be like $500.
And for all you guys that don't know, Emily in Paris, the show that's on Netflix, actually brought Sandro back into the spotlight.
Yeah, super hot.
Very
Found
well.
for $1 this great Free People military jacket. Really smart.
Yep. Soft, nice.
So when I say blazers, I also include jackets as well. So we have some more, but we are going to now move on so we don't keep you here forever. So we go into blouses, as Brad said. Some of the examples of those are, this was a really good find, and I don't know how it happened.
Yep.
This is St. John,
Newer tags.
Newer tags, kind of chevron, but also has like a eyelet type of look to it. You know, the ruffle cuff,
I love the tie accent.
the tie accent, love bows. So again, and it also, if you notice, it has a black tag.
Which is the newer
St. John
ones.
black tags get the highest prices because they are the newest items on the market, and the ticketed price is $6.95. Newer tags, I would venture to say, we'll probably get at least $130, maybe $135 for this. And we were in it, I don't remember the exact amount, but under $20.
It was under 20. Yeah.
Beautiful. And found this great vintage St. John Sport. Really cute, interesting. I think this was $10,
Yep.
12 maybe. This was a great find.
Yeah, this is, pardon, this is Halston, like mainline Halston. You know, a lot of
But
people find
vintage Halston.
But vintage Halston. A lot of people find H by Halston. That's the next level. That's like the lower level.
Well, it's the new one.
Yeah.
And you know the issue with that is it's so saturated at TJ Maxx.
So all the
forth
prices
and
have been
so on.
driven down. You know, so this is actually vintage runway Halston.
Yeah, this is when he was at Studio 54 doing his thing. I'm so jealous. Then we have this great new.
This is Newer tags, Lily Pulitzer. Brown gold accent, very nice top. Again, newer tags. So, you know, Lily Pulitzer, again, is one of those brands that's becoming a little oversaturated. So a lot of times, you know, the prices haven't gone, they're not going up anymore. They're kind of going down a little bit, but you can
But
still
certain
get,
things, if it's unusual,
if it's
it'll
unusual,
hold its
like,
price. And this is really smart.
Or like the specific prints. Like
Yeah,
something-
some prints actually are
go
like
really,
highly
really high.
collectible.
It's like Vera Bradley. Same thing with certain specific rare prints.
Sounds great. Johnny Was.
Yep, Johnny Was shirt. Beautiful.
And again, a lot of these are not silk blouses, as we had
Yeah.
mentioned. However, it was not a silk blouse day; it was a shoe day.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a cotton top, nice light.
So here's a brand to keep an eye out for. I have to be honest, I don't think the brand is still made.
I don't think it is.
When we had our stores, we carried the brand in the men's division. So it was one of the products that we carried, and it's called Custo Barcelona. An amazing, this is actually a soft blazer. This would have been roughly about $400 when it was new. Even though a lot of people
show the
don't
tag.
know about the brand, and there's another brand, they have a couple tags. It's actually, the other one says Custo Barcelona. And a lot of people who buy the brand are cult followers from when the brand was still really active. So we do well with it. I would think we should probably get $75 for it, and I think we paid $3.
Yeah.
Okay. So after that, where do we move? To sweaters Oh no, I take coats, he takes
I
sweaters.
take sweaters.
That's it.
Yeah.
And again, you want to reference back to, you want people that, there are things that people feel they can put a lot of value in and reuse. Simple t-shirts, shorts, a lot of these luxury brands do not get involved in those products so much.
Right.
So we are going to do sweaters. So we found this great Escada
Sleeveless.
knit. A lot of women like to wear these during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Well,
$10.
it's so lightweight. You can go out to dinner with that. If it's chilly inside a restaurant.
Yeah, $10, and we should be able to get about $80 or $90 for it.
Yeah.
Then we have a St. John short cardigan or cropped cardigan.
Mm-hmm.
It was $13.
Yep.
Probably new. It was about $8.95, and we should be able to get $125 for it. And we have, oh, this is something Brad found in the women's department, even though it's men's.
It was in the wrong section.
And it's brand new.
Yep.
No tag.
Roberto Cavalli.
Roberto Cavalli, men's t-shirt. They typically retail in the $350 to like $550 range for a t-shirt. And I would think we can get $80 or $90 for it, and it was a $5 purchase.
Yeah, that's mainline Cavalli.
Correct.
So Roberto.
Which there's a huge difference.
Yeah, because just Cavalli doesn't get the same kind of price that Roberto does.
Exactly. So we have more blouses and things like that, some contemporary
But
things.
real fast, we're going to move on, but I also try to pick out things with patterns, especially now going into spring again. We're trying to find fun prints and floral prints and stuff like that because it is springtime coming up. So definitely, if you guys see it, you should definitely pick some up and get ready for spring and summer.
So then Brad moves to scarves. He has an excellent eye for scarves. After studying patterns and so forth for so long, we have found countless Hermes, Chanel, Gucci scarves in the $5 scarf section. I mean, countless.
Yeah.
We've sold a few on Poshmark. Most of them end up going to the other apps.
Yeah. A lot of international.
People on the other apps definitely spend more for scarves.
Yeah.
Internationally, I think they appreciate them more. They incorporate them into their wardrobe more. The thing you want to look out for in scarves is it's scarves and ties.
Yeah,
Like we found a $2 Ferragamo tie. Brad will show it to you.
Yeah.
Right here. Always check the scarves to make sure they have the hand rolled edge and the angular
silk
stitching
scarves.
where it goes around like this. On silk scarves, pretty much all except for wool or cashmere, like
Right.
shawl scarves or winter scarves, are silk in the luxury realm. So they will always have the angular hand rolled edge. If it has a
If it's
machined
edge, it's typically.
buy it if it's cute and it's cheap and
Yeah.
you just think somebody's going to
But it's
love
not gonna
it.
be the big ticket one.
It won't be the big ticket
Yeah.
item.
So, and this is the Salvador Ferragamo tie we picked up. Then we got this one for $5.99. Has like fun, like tropical print on it somewhat. That's what we picked up. So yeah.
So in the essence of time, and there were 70, so we covered so far, let's go back that way. We did shoes, bags.
Oh, we did find, by the way, a Coach new tag scarf as well. This one is new tags.
Yeah.
So,
Great.
Yeah.
Blazers, blouses, sweaters, which we found a couple, coats, jackets, coats.
Bags.
Didn't find anything too great.
Yeah.
Bags, and then we go to scarves, and then I take skirts. It's very, very common. A lot of high-end luxury designers will do skirts.
Like pencil skirts.
Yeah,
Are big.
are huge in the big brands. Something we found yesterday, that the market normally is completely flooded. We normally find like a lot of major skirts. We put some up in our closet. Herrera, Valentino, and all that a couple weeks ago. It was a big skirt day. Today, or that day, I sent him to the checkout
Stand online.
with the 100 people, and I continue to look. I go through the skirts because skirts take forever to go through.
Time saving.
Time saving.
That's what we always try to do.
I found something that normally I don't pick up so much anymore, and that is a St. John skirt. However, the reason is Most women that are the St. John collector, or they wear it, the brand, probably have every skirt under the sun, every length. They will just put the skirt with a matching jacket or so forth and so on. They don't buy a lot of the skirts that often, unless it's a specialty skirt. Meaning the maxi skirts always sell high because they don't sell so many. They don't make as many of those. Sequin skirts, huge prices.
All year round too, by the way. We sell sequin skirts all year round.
Yeah,
it's not just for like New Year's or anything like that.
And then pleated skirts.
So it's still.
This is like the holy grail of St. John skirts.
If you can find a pleated St. John skirt, pick it up.
It was probably $6.95, $7.95 new, maybe even a little more. Whereas most St. John skirts, they're in every thrift store, it seems.
Yeah.
You're lucky if you can get $20 for them. Whereas this should get us 160 or 180 because of its rarity. They're just hard to find, and it's a great size. It's a size 8, which is, a lot of clients can work with that, especially because it's stretchy and you have so much extra play to work with. So the last one is trousers. When I say trousers, I mean like women's pants, which the wide leg pant is huge now. So trousers, slacks, pants go through because a lot of people haven't been wearing them so long.
Yeah.
Thrift stores are full, and it's the perfect time to like really go in and grab them all up with luxury pants because they don't sell them that easily. You can find. We were at one of the stores. I think it's the same store. Actually, 2 months ago, I found 6 pairs of Versace slacks, women's slacks, and we had this one particular client. They were all the same size, and we sold them to her. So that was a huge find. So, quick recap. Again. Go to your neutral colors first.
Yep.
Neutrals, luxury brands you will find first. Check out the smaller sizes first. Shoes, bags, blazers, blouses, sweaters, coats,
scarves and ties. You can even throw belts in there too, by the way, if you guys are looking for belts. We do okay with belts if we find some good ones.
Exactly.
But they're kind of hard to find.
Skirts and then slacks.
Yeah.
If you notice a commonality in all of them, they're the more timeless items. Go for the timeless items, neutrals first, and that's how you can work most effectively in the store without wasting time. Look,
we're looking for luxury, by the way.
Yeah, for luxury.
Yeah, for luxury.
There are definitely gazillions of other great items in the store, but if you're trying to be effective and really shoot into a store and you want to find a few like real winners, that's what we do. It's a lot of categories, we know, but if you whip through it and don't get caught up in, other things, you can really find a lot of great items to boost your closet, your store, and get a great turnaround on. I talk a lot.
No, he doesn't.
Oops. All right, everybody.
Well, listen, thank you guys so much for joining us. Be sure to subscribe on the next screen. You'll see a little circle with our icon. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll keep putting out more content for you guys.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
We love you all.
Be well. Talk to you later.
Have a good one.